Hey there, this is Jennifer Dean from jenniferdeanwellness.com, and you're joining me today for 6 yoga moves that are going to help you relax and reduce stress. So the first move that we're going to do is tree pose. Tree is very grounding and calming, and here is how we do it. Start with standing with the feet in parallel position. Let's take the left foot and just bring the insert of the foot towards the right ankle. Now bring your hands towards prayer position at your heart, and you can keep looking forward, or if your balance allows, just look down at your fingertips. I want you to soften your gaze and soften your breath. Gently start to squeeze that standing supporting leg, and if you'd like to increase the challenge of this move, simply take the foot up just to the calf muscle below the knee. For the full pose, we'll bring the foot above the knee towards the inner thigh. You just never want to place it on that knee joint itself. We're going to hold here for 3 breaths. And then softly releasing that foot down to the ground, relax the arms down by the side, take a full breath in and a full breath out. Let's take tree on the other side. So now the right foot is going to press just into the inner ankle, just gently. Take the hands to prayer position and lower the gaze. Start to feel any tension melting down through your eyes towards the floor and relieving from your body. If you'd like a little bit more challenge, you've placed the foot into the inner calf, or potentially bring it all the way up towards that inner thigh. Press the standing leg into the supporting foot equally, so you'll feel a gentle hug through your inner thigh. And now let's take those 3 lovely breaths. And relaxing the arms and relaxing the foot down. For our next move, let's make our way down onto the mat. So just come into a seated position and have one foot tucked underneath with the other leg crossed on top, and we'll do a seated spinal twist. So feel both sitting bones press firmly down into the ground, and then wrap the back arm around the front thigh, hug the inner thigh towards you, and spiral towards me. If having this bottom leg bent is uncomfortable for your knee, you can absolutely keep it straight just here. I want you to grow tall through the crown of the head on an inhale, and on an exhale, just relax the neck, the shoulders, and take your gaze over that supporting arm. And then let's release this twist. Bring the legs side by side and simply place the other leg across, keeping the leg straight if that felt better for you, or bending the knee. Sitting equally on both sitting bones, let's reach the opposite arm back, lengthen on an inhale, deepen the twist on an exhale, and hold. And then bringing this all the way back and unwrapping the legs. For our next move, we're going to use some pillows to help elevate our hips and take our legs up to the ceiling. So grab a couple of cushions and then just lay down onto your back, and you're going to lift your hips up and place a cushion under. Now you may need 1 or 2 depending on how elevated your hips need to be comfortable. Allow the knees to fall into the chest, and then simply extend the feet straight up to the ceiling and let the feet flex. And I just want you to completely relax your low spine and hips into the floor. If you're struggling to keep your legs up, add the second cushion. Turn the palms up to the ceiling. And just feel all of that tension melt down out of the legs. This is a lovely one to do at the end of the day when you've been standing on your feet all day. And now folding the knees in towards the chest, place the feet down onto the floor, lift the hips up to take the cushion out, and roll your spine down. Make your way up to seated. I'm going to come into pigeon pose. So first I'll show you a seated pigeon. Sit with your right leg crossed in front of the left leg, and then reach your arms forward and just lengthen the spine down over the legs. Now this is the modification if you've got any knee issues. If you can take full pigeon, you're going to sweep the left leg back behind you, keeping the right leg bent. It's about at a 45 degrees. You don't have to have it at 90. Tuck the foot to the opposite hip. Lengthen up through the spine first, and then perhaps start to make your way down onto your forearms. And if it's comfortable, you may come all the way down, bringing your head to the ground. We're going to hold here for 3 breaths. And then gently pressing back up. And to come out of pigeon, just sit onto the side of the hip, sweep the opposite leg around. Now, if you're taking that modified version, you'll take the right leg in front and walk the fingertips forward. Otherwise, we'll sweep this right leg around back behind, keeping the left knee bent. So I do want you to pay attention to having both hip bones pointing forward, so your weight is even in between this triangle of the pelvis. And then start to lower down if it feels okay for you. Any hip stretches are terrific for stress relief, as we do hold a lot of stress and tension in the hips. Perhaps coming all the way down for these final 3 breaths. And then making your way back up. Sit onto the side of the hip to come out of that. And then we're going to bring the knees together, come up onto the knees for child's pose. So the toes are together, the knees are open wide. You sit your hips all the way back onto the heels and then reach the arms forward as far as you can. Take a moment and cup the fingertips, lift the heel of the hand and then draw your shoulders all the way down towards the floor and then relax the palms, put the head to the ground. And you're just gently working your hips back towards your heels, stretching under your armpits and rounding through your low back. Try and send your breath into the back side of the body, feeling every inhale expand your spine and every exhale soften your abdominals. And then slowly walking your hands all the way up for our final pose, and this is my favorite, this is why I go to yoga. We're going to take Shavasana. So come around and lay down onto your back. Have your legs comfortably at hip distance, allow the feet to fall open, arms by the side, palms to the ceiling. And all you need to do is melt your body into the ground. As you're laying here, visualize that you're laying on a bed of quicksand. And with every exhale, you get to melt a little bit more into that sand and into the floor, releasing any muscle tension. Try and soften your brow, behind your eyes, and in your jaw. And take one last lovely inhale. And on the exhale, send any remaining stress or anxiety out through your fingertips. And from here, you can hug your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a loving squeeze. Gently make your way up to seated and you're all done. So you can incorporate any of those 6 yoga poses into your day, maybe just choosing one each day this week to do when you come home from work. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and come on over to jenniferdeanwellness.com, where I create new content each week to help you feel fit, feminine and fabulous after 40. I can't wait to see you there.